Hi, it's Karol. Today we're getting into the meat of the true ride rig. The suspension, drift, burnout, the steering geometry, everything that stopped the car from looking like a rubber duck on wheels and make it start behaving like a car. We have our imported car from the previous tutorial. The suspensions in true ride rig works right away without lifting a finger. The first thing to change is the vehicle weight kilograms in the body physics category. Default is 50-100 kilos, which is an average passenger car. Why this is important? Because the weight acts as an auto-tune. You change the vehicle weight kilograms and true ride rig automatically adjusts spring stiffness, mass transfer forces, pitch and roll frequencies. You don't have to manually tweak the parameters. One value and the physics calibrate. Of course, manual tuning is still possible if you want fine control. The second parameter to play with is suspension stiffness in suspensions category. The spring frequency is in Hertz. The lower value means softer suspension, the higher value is the opposite. You know, if you want a luxury limousine, set it way below 1. If you want it stiffer than the auto-tune allows, just increase it manually. The UI max goes up to 20, so you won't overdo it anyway. Now the BodyTerrainSmoothing, a parameter that decides how much the body lags behind what wheels are doing. Imagine you're driving over a speed bump. The wheels bounce instantly. And the body? The body has mass, it reacts with a delay. Value 0 gives you instant reaction. Value 0.95, it's like a Rolls-Royce, as if nothing happens under the car. For 99% of the scenes, 0.5 to 0.75 looks best. Too little, it looks jittery. Too much, it looks like the car is levitating over the asphalt. If the road is super flat, for example you're rendering in a studio or a perfect plane, the suspension will sit completely still. This is where vibration comes in. Overall vibration is the main multiplier, keyframeable, adding micro vibration to the wheels and the body. It gives the illusion that the ground isn't perfect. You can fine-tune the vibrations separately for the z-axis, pitch and roll. Values like 0.1 to 0.2 give the effect of a real road. Nothing else is needed. Now the best part. In the driving animation category, you have a drift slider from -90 to +90 degrees. You throw in a value and boom! The wheels turn in the slide, the body leans, counter-steer kicks in. The whole choreography of the drift from one parameter. If you want it to be more dramatic, the drift body lean multiplier increases the body roll. The drift counter-steer multiplier controls how strongly the steering wheel turns in the opposite direction. The default 0.7 gives a realistic look. That's how the drifting driver steers in real life. One slider, one keyframe, and you have Tokyo Drift done. Similar with Burnout. Set rear burnout to 5 and the rear wheels spin 5 times faster than they should. And drive type. You have front wheel drive, rear wheel drive and all wheel drive. It affects burnout. On front wheel drive only the front spin, on the rear wheel drive only the rears, and for all wheel drive, all 4. And it also affects how the car behaves in corners. Rear wheel drive loses traction differently than a front wheel drive. True ride rig understands this. We also have a brake locks for front and rear, keyframeable checkboxes. You enable rear brakes lock when entering corner and the rear wheels lock up. The classic handbrake drift technique. In true ride rig, one keyframe. We have max steering angle, 35 degrees by default, which is like, regular car. Ackermann percentage, the geometry that makes the inner wheel in a turn steer more sharply than the outer one. Steering noise, the micro jitter of the steering. Set it to 0.05 and the steering wheel has the delicate life as if the driver is holding it manually. Without this, the car looks like it's being driven by an, Amazon warehouse robot. From these few parameters, you build a driving character, everything from this panel. In the next tutorial, we get into movable parts, all this goodness that makes the car not just a monolith. So see you in the next video.